I found out my wife was cheating and left without a word, but the last thing I expected was her secret lover showing up at my door, begging to talk and exposing the truth she hid. Mark and Jenna had shared nearly a decade together in Portland, their lives intricately woven around their 7-year-old son, Liam. Mark, a devoted contractor, labored diligently to support his family. Meanwhile, Jenna flourished in her marketing career. Their marriage appeared stable, even amidst the daily demands of professional life and parenthood, until the evening Mark returned home unexpectedly early, and their world irrevocably fractured. He entered the living room to discover Jenna in the presence of her colleague, Chris. The undeniable intimacy between them immediately ignited Mark's suspicion. Jenna's flustered explanation, labeling Chris merely a colleague, only served to deepen his apprehension. Later, messages found on her phone provided definitive confirmation of the affair. The revelation struck him with the force of a physical blow, overwhelmed by the profound betrayal. Mark unequivocally told Jenna to leave, effectively ending their marriage in that searing moment. Jenna desperately pleaded for his forgiveness, attributing her actions to a fleeting moment of vulnerability exacerbated by a sense of neglect. Mark, however, could not overlook the egregious fact that she had introduced another man into their shared home, a home where Liam, their son, peacefully slept. Resolute, he insisted she vacate the premises. Jenna sought refuge with a friend, inundating Mark with ceaseless messages of apology. Yet, Mark's immediate focus was on preserving a semblance of normalcy for Liam. He contacted legal counsel and initiated divorce proceedings, determined to safeguard both his personal dignity and his son's well-being. Life without Jenna gradually settled into a subdued routine: morning school drop-offs, weekend soccer matches, and arduous days dedicated to his work. Beneath this surface, however, a seething resentment persisted. Each fleeting thought of Chris's presence in his home reignited the painful sting of betrayal. Concurrently, Jenna commenced therapy, severed all contact with Chris, and diligently sought to demonstrate the sincerity of her remorse. Communication between Mark and Jenna became strictly limited to discussions concerning Liam, remaining courteous but unmistakably strained. In the quiet solitude of night, Mark grappled with introspective questions, wondering if his extended work hours had indeed contributed to her feelings of being overlooked. Nevertheless, he consistently arrived at the same conclusion: no rationale could adequately vindicate her actions. One inclement evening, an unexpected knock at his door startled him. Chris stood there, looking visibly uneasy and somewhat disheveled. Mark's long-suppressed anger instantly surged to the forefront. Chris confessed that Jenna had terminated their relationship and expressed profound regret for his involvement, though he admitted to having developed genuine feelings for her. Mark, barely containing his fury, slammed the door shut. This unsettling encounter reopened emotional wounds that had barely begun to mend, compelling him to scrutinize the authenticity of Jenna's remorse, questioning if it was genuine or merely another layer of deception. He chose to keep the incident private, instead channeling its impact as a catalyst for his personal progression. Mark proceeded to finalize their divorce, selling their shared residence and equitably dividing their assets. Jenna offered no contest to any aspect of the settlement, her palpable guilt rendering her silent. Co-parenting Liam emerged as their new, complex reality, a path fraught with inherent difficulties. Liam struggled to comprehend the sudden shift, frequently questioning why his parents now inhabited separate homes. Mark, in turn, grieved anew each time his son voiced these poignant inquiries about their altered circumstances. He immersed himself in his professional duties and fatherhood, finding solace and purpose in Liam's innocent laughter and the comforting predictability of their daily routines. Jenna's therapeutic journey continued, and she earnestly pursued self-improvement, holding on to the hope of eventually earning Mark's respect, even if forgiveness remained an unattainable prospect. They ultimately engaged in joint counseling sessions, not with any intention of reconciliation, but to acquire strategies for effective co-parenting. During these profound sessions, Jenna acknowledged feeling emotionally unseen within their marriage, and Mark, in turn, recognized that his intense focus on work had inadvertently fostered her isolation. Despite this mutual understanding, her extramarital affair remained, for him, an unforgivable transgression. They established clear, unwavering boundaries: no further contact with those involved in the affair, an absolute commitment to honesty, and an unyielding focus on Liam's welfare. Over time, Jenna's consistent adherence to these agreements began to yield a subtle transformation. She demonstrated unwavering presence for Liam, respected Mark's newly established personal space, and gradually, painstakingly, eroded the formidable wall of anger he had constructed. Months later, at a school play, they sat separately, yet both applauded with evident pride as Liam gracefully took his bow. The divorce was officially finalized, the marriage irrevocably fractured by her choices and the indelible intrusion of Chris. Mark slowly but surely began his healing process. He enthusiastically coached Liam's soccer team, rediscovered long-neglected hobbies, and meticulously constructed a life profoundly centered on his son. Jenna, meanwhile, directed her efforts inward, focusing intently on personal growth and diligently rebuilding her career, holding on to the fragile hope of reclaiming at least Mark's respect. Liam remained an enduring bridge between them, their shared, profound love for him sustaining a delicate, tenuous connection. Chris's unexpected appearance at Mark's door had served as a crucial turning point, compelling Mark to unequivocally choose his own well-being over the crumbling remnants of a shattered marriage. He absorbed the invaluable lesson that he did not need to cling to a life that no longer served his best interests. A profound sense of peace gradually settled into his existence, manifested in quiet moments, constructing elaborate blanket forts, sharing hearty laughter at Liam's innocent jokes, and savoring the simple beauty of ordinary days. The affair had comprehensively fractured their trust, but Mark's steadfast resolve, catalyzed by Chris's intrusive visit, had crystallized his personal boundaries. He approached the prospect of future romantic relationships with extreme caution, unwilling to subject himself to the potential for further heartbreak. While Jenna remained singularly concentrated on her personal evolution, they were neither companions nor adversaries, but simply co-parents, united by their shared devotion to Liam. Their former home had receded into a mere memory, replaced by two distinct, independently flourishing lives. At Liam's birthday celebration, they stood apart, observing him extinguish the candles, both bearing the lingering scars of betrayal, yet utterly committed to their son's profound happiness. Mark's romantic affection for Jenna had dissipated, but his unwavering devotion to Liam remained the most significant and constant force in his life. He felt a complex blend of pride and residual pain as he observed his son, a powerful reminder of both what had been irrevocably lost and what he had valiantly reclaimed. Jenna's choices had undeniably brought about the dissolution of their marriage. However, the pivotal confrontation with Chris had inadvertently empowered Mark to recognize and reclaim his inherent strength. From the desolate ruins of broken trust, he commenced the construction of a new life, one imbued with a quiet, enduring joy, a renewed sense of purpose, and an unshakable love for his son, which steadfastly remained the most meaningful constant in his evolving world.